Well, this Saturday will be a special day in Lewiston as they unveil the nation's first full-body bronze statue of Muhammad Ali. It depicts him during the Phantom Punch, a moment that made both the fighter and the city famous.
Here to tell us more is Charlie Hewitt, a Maine artist who helped to make this happen. Good morning, Charlie. Thank you for being here.
No, thank you. I'm glad to tell everybody about this fight.
Yeah, so first, for those who may not be aware, tell us more about the connection Muhammad Ali has to Lewiston and that epic Phantom Punch we referenced.
Yeah, well, Ali, imagine this, a 23-year-old boy with such poise, grace, and determination comes to Lewiston to fight the bear, Sonny Liston, second time, to be the definitive fight to describe who is, in fact, the best, the greatest, the world champion. The fight was supposed to take place in Boston. It's a great story. It was canceled. The fight was one of the first pay-per-view events. So they raised something equaling $50 million today, sold tickets, sold the rights to use it on TV as a pay-per-view, and the fight was canceled, so they had 17 days to find another place to have a fight. I mean, it was like, they said they'd had a fight in a cornfield if they could. They just had to have a fight, otherwise they had to give the money up. And through a number of crazy little incidents, the state of Maine decided they'd take it. Sam Michaels, a pawnbroker in Lewiston, Lisbon Street, who ran 50-cent fights at the Colisee, St. Dominic's Arena then, where I played hockey, and he gets a call from Cleveland saying, can you have a fight? Well, he's from Lewiston. He says, yeah. So basically what happens is the World Series showed up in Lewiston and dropped in on a town of 42,000 people. And along with that came as many reporters as covered World War II. And they were following that. This is a celebrity event. Jackie Gleason, Liz Taylor, Frank Sinatra, Robert Goulet sang the national anthem badly, evidently, was supposed to. His mom was from Lewiston, so they looked connection. So this thing was huge. The city and how this town responded is adorable. It was like, oh, what the hell is going on?
Yeah. So you had this unbelievable, not just fight or sporting event, this huge event the whole world has their eyes on, and it ends up being, you look at the picture in back of us, the Phantom Punch. What gave the idea about getting the statue done?
Well, I was telling you about a film we did 10 years ago to celebrate the 50th anniversary. And that, while we were working on the film, I was talking to a friend of mine, Tom Platts, who a developer of the mills in Lewiston. He got it right away. Let's do it, Tom says. And so 10 years, and then I reached out to put this together, but I had to, a lot of great circumstances happen. I, as an artist, found a friend of mine who does that kind of work. That's another world, those kind of sculptures. It's really unique to be able to make something like that. So I found him, and he recommended Zenos Ferdakis. So I called him up in Philly. He came straight to my Jersey City studio the next day, because he's been dying to do this. He had done the James Braddock sculpture, the Cinderella Man. And he loves boxing, but he admires Ali. So we've had Zenos working on this, and while we raised funds for 10 years, and a lot of circumstances came together, a lot of things connected, and the city's right behind it. It was a creative process, and I'm so grateful it's going to happen.
What does this mean for the community? What sort of message do you want this to send?
Well, it's big, bold, and strong. It's determined. And the pose we took has a pose of don't mess with me. And it's a town, town that could use that kind of message. Not only Lewiston, Auburn can use it, but all these mill towns, all these people that think they're not being defined correctly. Because, Muhammad Ali didn't win every round, but he got up and fought every round. And that's what made him arguably the best athlete of the 20th century. That city. And those people in Auburn, Lewiston get up every day and work every day for their families and their communities, and that's the same spirit.
Yeah, this is also making history as the first ever full-body statue of Ali. What does this mean for you to have this? I mean, this is crazy to think, the first, and it's in Lewiston.
Yeah, how about that? It should be in Lewiston. I mean, it's Lewiston smart, creative. We came up with a good idea. And it's wonderful. Lonnie, Ali's wife, said it was the most beautiful thing she's seen, so we got support from there. Wow. And, I'm being an artist helped a lot too, because I think outside the box. I do those hopeful signs, the monumental signs, so I know the impact of public art can have on a community.
How long did it take for him to make the statue?
About 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah, we went through different poses, so that pose is thought out and very, very beautiful when you see it.
Let's talk about first of all, how much did it cost and how, the fundraising to get this thing done?
Well, I don't want to talk about the cost. You know why? It gets in the way of the story.
But the community involvement to push to raise that money.
It was expensive.
Yeah.
And as something like that should be, the foundry costs were huge. They were $150,000 alone. So the people in the community came up in a big way and funded this thing.
Yeah, what has the response been in general, just from the community, you know, about adding this to the area?
I mean, I think it's positive, mostly. I mean, I don't look at social networking, that kind of thing, but what I've been getting from people I know, they're very excited about it. It hasn't been seen yet either. So it's still one of the unknown pieces. When it goes up on Saturday after 2 o'clock, it's going to be there for hundreds of years. That's just the nature of bronze. And I think it'll work its way into the community. It'll make, I think they'll get the strength that represents. And it's kind of a touchstone, isn't it?
And one last thing, where's it going to take place at and what time? And the public is invited, right?
Oh yeah, we love if people come see this. The event's going to take place at 2 o'clock, unveiling. There'll be a few words before. It won't be long. We'll do the unveiling. And then the Baxter Brewery's are making a Phantom Punch beer. So
Nice.
You can go down there and have that. But it's going to be a great time. It's right on Main Street, up from the Auburn-Lewiston Bridge.
Like you said, it'll be there for hundreds of years to come.
Yes, it will.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us. I can't wait to see it in person.
Yeah, he was the greatest.
Oh, he is the greatest. And so is Lewiston, Auburn.